The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Boy Manning here. Welcome to a practice edition of the Garden Report. Week 3 wrapping up here at the Auerbach Center. Preseason finished yesterday, and Al Horford spoke after sitting out that final preseason game, said he was glad to do it, happy to get the rest, stayed home here in Boston as the Celtics cruised through the Hornets. And our biggest conversation in training camp continued, where the Celtics will go with their starting lineup. And as convinced as I've been that Holiday could come off the bench Wednesday when the Celtics begin their season against the Knicks, Horford showing more willingness, openness, and indication that he could be coming off the bench here. We debated on the post-game show. Everyone across the board, Holiday, White, now Horford, have shown that desire to come off the bench if necessary. Joe Mazzulla continues to point to a starting lineup by committee. And Horford today talked about why he's willing to come off the bench now, when a couple of years ago, when he returned to Boston for the first time, he felt it was important to start games. Here's what he had to say today.
It's it was definitely fun, and it's something that with our group, we're going to be with many lineups and different things out there, and it's just continuing to find ways to impact the game. We're all looking at the same thing, trying to accomplish the same thing, and it's in that particular day was to win the game, and that's our focus. So for me is seeing how I can impact winning. That's always my focus.
Does your preparation and just sort of routine change when you're in that role coming off the bench?
No, not really. No, I keep everything the same, and it's just for me it's just a different perspective. When I step into the floor with what needs to be done at the time, but my routine is still the same.
For you, a couple of years ago, we talked to you about maybe coming off the bench, and it seemed like something that you were not about. You wanted to start. It was important to you. What's changed now where you would be okay with that?
Well, I just think that the type of team that we have, we have a lot of depth. We have a lot of talented players, and one of our strengths is our versatility as a team. So there's going to be times that we're going to have to go a certain way. There's other times that we gotta play big, play small, like things like that. That's just the way it is. And I'm in a position right now that I feel like we all can impact the game in a positive way. And sometimes the best thing for our group right now is to play in that way. And there will be times that we'll play big and we'll do things like that. But for me, I'm in a good position where I'm at and just staying locked in and ready to go.
The CLNS Media Network is powered by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston and get in on the action with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. When you place a $5 bet, that's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
So Horford well positioned to play off the bench after a successful outing on Tuesday against the Knicks. Surprised me how comfortable, energetic, and effective he played in that spot. Given his 14 games of his career spent off the bench, starter, all the way back to his Florida days. You look at even those couple seasons at Florida there, mostly a starter. So an adjustment for sure. Said his routine doesn't change all that much though, and that given the roster and the combinations they have here, he has that desire and that willingness to do it now, to win a championship. They all have the same goals. They all have that sacrifice mindset here in camp, which is a good thing. That won't be a problem. That won't be a story for much longer here, depending on how they manage it and how they do in these rotations. So could it be Holiday starting, Horford off the bench on Wednesday? I won't rule it out. It's probably not the way I would go. I like the double big mix. But they're going to play a little bit bigger at times, smaller at times, as Horford said there. And that small lineup did look great the last 2 games. So that's a development for sure. Another development today, Wenyen Gabriel waived by the Celtics, as I wrote yesterday, was likely to happen given Neemias Queta's emergence on the backup spot on the two-way deal. He'll probably stay on the two-way deal, but teammates impressed. Missoula gave him that extra run last game, and he made great use of it, going 6 for 6, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Super strong outing for him that pretty much solidified his role as that depth big alongside Luke Cornett. 2 different games. I'm sure they use both of them in different spots here, but definitely a huge win for Queta, who spoke earlier to us in Quincy, saying that he's still taking it one day at a time. It's a long season, so he's not celebrating any achievement yet here and breaking through. Spent most of that time in Sacramento with their G League team, and still could here. No pressure again to put him on their active roster. It'd be a cap hit, tax hit, all the rest, and they can leave that roster spot open and still use him for 50 games here today. Horford said the game just looks like it comes natural to Queta, and certainly a big addition given that Sacramento waived him and they were just able to pick him up on that two-way deal for free effectively. So another win for Brad Stevens this month, this offseason, and putting together a team that can play a lot of different ways. And we'll see how they start on Wednesday when they play the Knicks. Couple more practices to go here in Boston, and then we will be in New York for opening night. Celtics, Knicks, getting excited, waiting to see what's real and what isn't here. And Queta, starting lineups, the combinations and roles, among the things we haven't gotten a great grasp on here in camp so far, and Celtics will have to decide on by Wednesday night. I'm Bobby Mann. There's been a practice edition of the Garden Report. We'll talk to you again on Sunday.
HelloFresh makes it really, really, really easy to make sure that you're maintaining and eating real food as opposed to just reaching into the cupboard and grabbing whatever you can on the go. And it's terrific. And again, if you don't have the time to shop and to do all of the prep work, HelloFresh is the way to go. Go to HelloFresh.com/CLNS50. That's HelloFresh.com/CLNS50. Use the code CLNS50. 50% off plus free shipping. It's a really good deal. Once again, America's #1 meal kit.
Ever wish you could navigate the betting field with the confidence of a pro? Enter Odds Are. They're not a sports book, but they're the sports betting advisor you always needed. It's like having a playbook for smarter bets right in your pocket. I've been absolutely loving the experience, and I think you will too, especially since Celtics All Access listeners get a 30-day free trial. Elevate your game day and join the smart betting revolution. Go get it at oddsr.com/Celtics. That's oddsr.com/Celtics.